Hello everyone! Thanks for being here. Let's do some makeup. Today I'm going to share a tutorial on how to do a really achievable soft glam makeup look for beginners. So what is soft glam makeup? Soft glam makeup really focuses on glowing skin and makeup that enhances your natural features. Soft glam is what I'm drawn to the most as a makeup artist because I really like makeup that looks natural, something that you feel like yourself in, that enhances your natural features and just makes you feel beautiful the way that you are. So the first step with soft glam makeup, which should really be anytime you're doing your makeup, is to start with clean and hydrated skin. The first step to flawless makeup is flawless skin. Prepping your skin properly before doing your makeup is going to make your makeup look so much nicer. As I'm talking, I can feel my lips drying, so let's talk about some lip prep before we move into the makeup. Before you apply your makeup, you can add a little bit of lip balm just to hydrate your lips while you're doing your makeup. And then by the time you get to your lips, you're going to have really nice smooth lips to work with when you're applying your lipstick. I like to exfoliate my lips with glycolic acid a couple times a week, and this really helps to make sure that my lips are hydrated because glycolic acid helps with hydration and is also sloughing off any of those dead skin cells that accumulate on the lips. My goal for this video is that you leave this lesson feeling like you can do a really achievable daily makeup look. This is going to be a really stripped down, step-by-step guide to how to do your own makeup in a way that flatters your own features. To finish off with prep, I'm going to use the Jane Iredale Smooth Affair Brightening Primer. I use this primer, I think, in every one of my videos, and it's a makeup primer, but it's going to make your skin look and feel really hydrated, and that's what we want for a soft glam makeup look. You can skip this step. Don't feel like you have to use a makeup primer. Just focus on making sure that your skin is clean and well hydrated before moving on to your makeup. Okay, the next thing I'm going to be doing is my all-time favorite BB cream. I use this also in every one of my videos. This makes your skin look like actual butter. This is by Shackley. It is the best BB cream I have ever used. I'm using shade number 1 because I am very fair this time of year, and I like to apply this with my hands. So a BB cream that's buildable is a really great option for someone who is new to makeup, because this is going to be pretty foolproof. It's going to feel like a moisturizer, it's going to apply like a moisturizer, and it's going to be really easy to work with. If you are not used to doing your own makeup, or you're not a regular makeup wearer, and you don't feel really drawn to a specific type of foundation, then a BB cream is a really great option, or a tinted moisturizer. This is a buildable BB cream. You can build it up if you need a little more coverage in certain areas. If I'm applying this on someone else, I will use a synthetic foundation brush. Sometimes it's a little awkward to have someone reaching at your face and, coming at you with their hands. So just for comfort of the person that I'm doing makeup on, I like to apply with a brush. When using this on myself, I just use my fingers, and I like to do this on my lids as well. The skin on our eyelids is very thin, and you can see all the veins. So having a really good base on your eyelid is helpful, not only for creating a more flawless complexion, but also for properly prepping our eyes for our eyeshadow, and I'll get more into that in a little bit. So right now we're just focusing on doing a really even layer of our foundation. You can see I'm just taking a little bit more of that BB cream and just layering it on any areas where I feel like I want a little more coverage. The other thing that you want to make sure that you don't miss when applying your foundation so that it looks flawless is blending that product into your neck. And you don't have to paint your entire neck with your foundation. You just want to make sure that you blend that down so that there's no strong, distinct line of where that foundation ends. One thing that you want to watch out for is any streaks. So you can get streaking from applying with your fingers. You can get it from applying with a brush. My favorite way to avoid that is by using a damp beauty blender. Okay, so I have my damp beauty blender and I'm just going to pat this into my skin. You do not need to rub, you do not need to pull on the skin. You don't want to rub that foundation away. You're just pressing it into your skin, and this is going to eliminate any streaks that may have come from your brush or your fingers. It's going to help settle that foundation or BB cream into your skin and make it look like skin. So for a soft glam makeup look, we want our base makeup to be really glowy and natural looking, and this is the best way to do that, is to make sure your foundation looks like your own skin. Depending on your age, you might want to skip concealer. So if you're really young and you don't have any lines or wrinkles or hollowing under your eyes, you can totally skip the concealer. If you are someone who's a little more prone to breakouts or you have some hyperpigmentation, you might want to do a little bit of spot concealing. I'm going to do just a little bit around my eyes, and I'm also going to use my concealer to prep my lids more for my eyeshadow. I'm using the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. I love this concealer. It's so inexpensive and it works so well, and you need the tiniest amount. I like to apply just really a dot in the inner corners of my eyes, underneath my eyes, because I do have some hollowing right under here in my tear troughs. And then I'll do a little swipe in the outer corner of my eyes. This is going to help lift my eyes. You can also do a little bit at the corners of your nose where your nostrils meet your nasolabial folds. And then I'll just do a little swipe on my lid. And again, I don't need a lot here because I'm going to be able to stretch this product a lot. So I'm going in with my Angie Hot and Flashy Kitten Paw Concealer Brush. I love this brush. It's so nice to work with because the angle of the brush allows it to get into crevices really nicely. You can see I'm just gently tapping on that product to move it around my lid. I'm not doing really heavy pressure. I'm not dragging the brush along my skin, and I'm just changing the angle of that brush. So I was working with it more flat on my lid and at the outer corner of my eye, and now I'm turning that brush so that the angle is close to the bridge of my nose to just work that product in the inner corner and pull it down along my tear trough. And that is it. That's all you have to do for your concealer on your eyes. And then again, around my nose, I'm just doing that gentle patting to just blend that product and move it around my face. And that's it. I'm going to go back in again with my beauty blender, and I'm just going to press that into my skin just like I did for the BB cream. And this is going to help meld that concealer into the BB cream and also make sure that that concealer continues to look like skin. Okay, so now we're going to move on to eyes. So we're going to do a really simple look, something that is great for any occasion, opens up your eyes, enhances your eyes, and is great for all eye colors, hair colors, something that anyone can do. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use a cream eyeshadow. This is from Haus Labs. I think if you're brand new to makeup or you're not really comfortable with your makeup skills, using a cream eyeshadow can be something that takes a lot of the guesswork out of doing your makeup for you, and it can be a lot easier to work with. So I just applied a little bit of this on my hands, and with a cream shadow, you can use your fingers. If it has an applicator, like a doe foot applicator, you can use the applicator. I really like using a brush just because it gives me the most control, and it also helps blend the product a lot easier, in my opinion. This is shade Rose Gold Shimmer, and I like to start in the center of my lid. This Haus Labs cream shadow is incredibly pigmented. A little goes a long way. I like to start in the center of my lid and then work that product to either corner, focusing on closer to the lash line and then pulling that product up toward my crease. So if you feel like you want a little more pigment, you can just add a little bit on top. This is going to dry to a powder. It'll be a little bit easier to add product on top of it just so that it looks as bold as you want it to. You can even take your finger and just blend into the crease. Now we're going to add to this with some neutral browns, and I'm going to do just a little bit of contouring with my eyes. I have more hooded eyes. So this will be a technique that is great for anyone, and especially for people who have hooded eyes. I'm taking a fluffy blending brush and I'm going in with a neutral brown. So this is a soft brown. It's not going to look really dramatic. It's just going to make my eyes look bigger, more open. And I like to start on the outer third of my eye. So you can start by just patting that product close to your lash line and pulling it up to the crease. Now, if we had not used the cream eyeshadow that then sets to more like a powder, you would want to set your eyes with a finishing powder before moving on to your powder eyeshadows. It'll just be a lot easier to work with the product if you set the creams on your eyes before moving on to powder. So I started at my lash line and I just patted that product into my outer third and then pulled it along my crease. Because my eyes are hooded, you can see what a difference that makes, how much bigger my eye looks than this one, just by doing that shading above my socket. And then I'm going to take a smaller brush. So I'm going in with that neutral brown, that soft brown, and I'm going to use that to enhance my lower lash line. Don't want to do anything really dark under here. So this is going to define my lower lash line like you would with an eyeliner, but it's going to keep my eyes soft and open, connecting it to the eyeshadow on my upper lid. And you can see just by applying that soft brown eyeshadow all around my eye, it makes my eye look so much bigger. So again, I'm going to do this on the other eye. I'm just taking that neutral brown. I like to tap off the excess with my finger on my brush just to make sure that I don't have too much product. Again, I'm starting at the outer third of my eye, close to my lash line, and then pulling that up. Then using like a windshield wiper motion to pull that brown across my crease. So it's just going to look really soft, smoky, and elegant. And then again, with that smaller brush and the neutral brown shadow, I'm just going to dust that along my lower lash line. So using this cream shadow and one shade from this eyeshadow palette gave me the perfect eye look. I've got the highlight in the center of my eye because this is a shimmer shade, and then I've got that nice matte neutral brown enhancing my eye, and it completes the entire look. I am going to do a little bit of eyeliner, but you could absolutely leave it like this and just do mascara and you would look fantastic. So one thing I do like to do, which I think is a helpful tip, is to do a little bit of highlighting along your brow bone. And I like to use a matte bone shade for this. So I'm using the Jane Iredale Naturally Matte palette. That's what I use for the neutral brown on my eyes. And I just take a fluffy eyeshadow brush and I just dust that product right along my brow bone. And you can pull it along the side of your eye as well, just to give a nice little edge to your eyeshadow. And I like to pull it down along the side of my nose a little bit, also just to do a little bit of highlighting in the inner corner. And the reason I like to do this is because when we are working with eyeshadows, sometimes you can feel like the edges of your application are not really smooth, or maybe you feel like you went a little too high with your eyeshadow. A matte brow bone highlight can really help blend into that eyeshadow, smooth out those edges, and soften that eye look. So this is a step that I really like to do. It's not necessary, especially if you feel really confident in your eyeshadow skills and you prefer not to highlight your brow bone, then you can absolutely skip this step. Okay, so now I'm going to do some brows. I like using a brow gel for a more natural look. Eyebrows frame your face. It's really important to give them some definition, but you want it to look natural, especially with a soft glam makeup look. We're not doing anything that's too harsh. We want it to be really natural and effortless. I absolutely had to change my shirt. It was so hot in that sweater. And my kids ran in. So let's get back to some eyebrows. If you naturally have really full eyebrows, you can just use a clear brow gel. It's really up to you. It's just helpful to make sure that your eyebrows are set in some way because it will just make the entire look a lot more complete. So I like to just brush this product into my eyebrows, and then I will take a little bit of the pigment on the tip of the brush and just apply that in little strokes in some areas that are a little more sparse. Now we are going to do a little bit of lining. I'm going to show you my technique for eyeliner that I think is the most foolproof. You can do so much with a powder for an eyeliner and it's going to look a lot softer. It's great if you don't have a really steady hand and you feel like you can't get a really straight line with a pencil or a liquid liner. You never have to use a pencil liner or a liquid liner. I rarely do. So I'm just taking the darkest brown in this palette and I'm using an angled eyeliner brush, and I like to start at the outer corner of my eye and I press that into my lid to get a little bit of a line on there. If you have really hooded eyes, you can do this with your eyes open just so that you make sure that your eyeliner is not being hidden by your eyelid. So this is giving me a winged eyeliner look without using liquid or pencil. So you can stop here, you can blend into that a little bit to smoke it out. I like to pull that product all the way along my lash line, very close to my lash line and into my inner corner, just so that I'm defining my entire upper lash line. And if you like a winged look, you can leave this as is. And I just like to work with that a little bit at the outer corner just to make sure the line is, straight as it can be. But my favorite technique that is so great for all skill levels is to smoke this out. So by doing this, you eliminate any potential for an uneven eyeliner line. So I will just tap my pencil brush into that brown just to get a little bit more pigment on there. You can do a little tap just to get any excess off so you don't get any fallout. And then I just go into that liner and I just start smudging it out. And this is going to still give me that winged look, but it's just going to be a lot softer and smoky. So instead of being a really defined line, I've now smudged that into my eyeshadow so the edges are blurred out and it just looks soft and smoky. And that is my favorite eyeliner technique. It takes 2 brushes and just a little bit of blending. And best of all, it's perfect if you are not really confident in your eyeliner skills. So again, on the other eye, and I angled the brush. It's almost like the tip of the brush is in alignment with the tail of your eyebrow. The bottom of the brush is at the end of my eye, end of my lash line, and the tip of the brush is in alignment with the tail of my eyebrow. And I'm just doing one little stamp, or you can just pull that product down. And then I just do little strokes to just pull that brown down along my lash line. And I like to just pull that into my inner corner, just right along my lash line. That's why I like using a very precise angled liner brush, because I want that line to be very, very close to my lash line. And then again, I'm going in with my pencil brush and I'm just gonna smudge that out. I like to do just these little strokes close to the edge to just blend that product into my eyeshadow. And eyeliner is done. So now I'm going to curl my eyelashes and do some mascara. Always want to make sure that you're curling your eyelashes without any mascara on. This is going to prevent breakage and accidentally pulling out your eyelashes with your eyelash curler. So don't curl your eyelashes after you've applied mascara, always before your mascara, to make sure that you're preserving the health of your eyelashes. So I start at the base of my lashes and I do one little squeeze and then I pump that eyelash curler while I walk it out my eyelashes, and that gives you a really even curl. So again, I'm starting at the base and I do one pump or a couple pumps and I just walk that curler along my lashes to the tips. For my mascara, I'm using the Shackley Youth Lash Revitalizing and Conditioning Mascara. I love this mascara so much. This is the best clean beauty mascara I've ever used, and I've used a lot of them. You want to make sure that you're swirling the wand in the tube. Do not pump the wand in the tube. Swirling it will get that product on there. Pumping it will get air into the tube and you'll end up drying out your mascara a lot faster. I like to take the most product that's on the end of the brush and apply that to my lashes first, and that will get a good amount of product on my eyelashes, and then I start brushing the product into my lashes, and I like to use this wiggle and blink technique where I'm wiggling that product on to my lashes and blinking it in just to give me a little more length. And I like this mascara because it has a dual-sided brush. There's a shorter end that gives you volume, and then there's a comb side that gives you definition and length. So once you have the amount of product that you want on your eyelashes, or if you accidentally get a little clump or something, you can flip the brush around and use the comb side and brush through your eyelashes to separate them and give them a little more length. So then I take whatever's left on my brush and I apply that to my lower eyelashes. So you can hopefully see the difference between the two eyes. I love this mascara. It stays put all day long, and the best part is that it washes off so easily. It also does not transfer under your eyes even without setting your creams, which is incredible. I've had that experience many times where I do this beautiful application of makeup and then I have to keep checking and touching up because my mascara has transferred in tiny little dots on my lower lids. So frustrating. Okay, so that is it for the eyes. The eyes are complete, and now we're going to move on to finishing the face. So for a soft glam makeup look, we want just a really nice glow, some definition of your cheekbones and your jawline, but we're not doing any really intense contouring and highlighting. I'm taking my favorite cream bronzing stick. This is from Pomifera. You can apply this directly on your skin. I find that it works fine applying directly on your skin because it's so creamy, but if you have a cream bronzer that is not as hydrating, you might find that it's a little harder to blend if you apply it directly to your skin, and applying it to your hand warms up the product first. You can pull that product from your hand onto your brush, and this will give you a really nice light even application, and you can just tap that along your cheekbone. So as I mentioned, we're not doing really heavy contouring. We're doing more of a bronzed look that also enhances the cheekbones. You want to make sure that you're staying right on the cheekbone. You don't want to pull that contour or that bronzer down too far because that's going to pull your face down. So you want to define that cheekbone, but make sure that it's high enough that it also lifts your face as well. So I'll show you with this, applying this directly on my skin, just so you can see a little bit better exactly where you want to put it. So I like to do right at the base of my cheekbone. So I'm not down here. Like if you suck in your cheeks, I don't even get a lot of definition when I suck in my cheeks right here. So sucking in your cheeks and then applying your bronzer all the way down here, it's going to pull your face down. It's not going to lift your face, which is what we want. And then take my angled brush. An angled brush is really helpful. You can blend into your cheek a little bit better. And I just use a nice patting motion to work that product into my skin. And you can see that just gives me a really nice definition to my cheekbone. It lifts my face and it looks really soft and natural. I am going to do just a little bit on the tip of my nose and then a little bit along my hairline. I like to bronze up my hairline because when we have a tan, we get a little tan along our hairline up on the top of our forehead. And also if you have a higher hairline, bronzing the hairline will give the illusion that your forehead is a little bit shorter. And then I'm just blending this out a little bit on the tip of my nose. So now I'm going to do a little bit of blush. This is Cherry Blossom Babe from Nude Sticks. I love this blush. It's an incredible pink. It is very pigmented. So I will show you how to work with it in a way that looks really natural and does not look like you are blush blind. So we're going to take our blush brush and I'm just going to tap that into the product. There's not a lot on there, but you will see it is very pigmented and a little goes a long way. So I have the product on the tip of my brush and I am just dotting that along the top of my cheekbone. You can apply your blush to the apples of your cheeks, or you can apply your blush to the tops of your cheekbones, almost to the point where you would apply a highlighter. And this is going to change the shape of your face. So this is going to give you a little more of a lift to your face. And then I just take my brush and I just pat that product in, and this is going to create a really nice gradient effect of the pink blush, which is giving a really healthy flush to into my face and making me look a little more youthful, and into that bronzer contour, which is giving a little more definition and warmth to my face. Now, if you feel like you've applied a little too much, you want it to be a little more toned down, just take that damp beauty blender that already has some of your foundation on it and press that into your skin. And this is going to really nicely soften that blush so it looks really natural and it just looks like you have a really healthy flush to your cheeks, a nice youthful glow. So now I'm going to take Bubbly Bebe from Nude Sticks, and this is a really fun highlight shade that I like a lot. I'm just going to use my finger to warm up that product a little bit. I'm going to tap that just at the very tops of my cheekbones and a little bit on the bridge of my nose, and this is giving me a really soft glow to my skin. Okay, now we're going to do a little bit of setting. I'm using the e.l.f. Halo Glow setting powder. I love this setting powder so much. I've been using this setting powder on everyone because it is so incredible. It's helpful to set some of your creams because it will help your makeup last longer for a longer event. It also will tone down a little bit of that dewiness. I like this powder because it does give you some radiance. It's more of a satin finish. It doesn't make you shiny, so it's not like you're going to be adding a lot of shimmer to your face. It just gives you a really nice glow. So you're not going to look overly matte by using this powder. So I like to do precision powdering, where you're just doing very light powdering in certain areas of the face. I like to focus around the T-zone and then also do under my eyes, just to make sure we're avoiding any transferring of mascara. So I just take a little bit of powder on my brush and I start in the center of my face. So I go around my nose, I'll do my chin a little bit, on the other side just a little around my nose. So these are areas where we're going to get a lot more shine, especially as the day goes on and our skin produces more oils. I take the powder and I just use that to set my under eyes a little bit. If you feel like you have a little too much shine on the sides of your cheeks or close to your jawline, you can just pat a little bit of the powder right above your jawline. Okay, the final step are lips. The eyes are light enough that you can go a little bit bolder on the lips if you want. I'm going to keep this to a natural look from top to bottom, so I'm going to do a little bit more of a nude lip. My favorite technique for this, because I'm also someone who doesn't like a lot of product on my lip, is to do a creamy lip liner and a lip oil. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to apply my lip liner. I'm using the ColourPop Lippy pencils. If you've been watching my channel, you know that I've been using these on everyone. They're so inexpensive. They have beautiful shades. They're so easy to work with. They're so creamy. They're like $7. I'm just starting right at the edge of my lips. And this is just going to give me a little bit more lasting pigment. I could just use the lip oil if I wanted, but the lip oil pigment is not going to last because it's more like a serum for your lips. So it'll give you a little bit of pigment, but your lips are going to absorb it pretty quickly. So I like using the lip liner because that's going to give me a little more pigment so that the color lasts a little bit longer. And these blend so well. They're so easy to work with. And because I used that skin ointment from Prequel before, my lips are so hydrated, it's making it even easier to apply this lip liner. You can use your finger and just blend that out. Looks really natural, looks really soft. I'm going to just finish it off with a little bit of lip oil, which is going to be really hydrating on my lips, really nourishing for my lips, and add a little bit of pigment. So this is Slay. This is one of the Pomifera Glaze lip oils. I love these lip oils. They're really beautiful. This is a berry shade, but it's so sheer. You can see it didn't add a lot of pigment, and my lips are going to soak this up as I wear it. So this is something that you'll want to throw in your bag and touch up. So that is it. This is my go-to soft glam look for beginners. I hope you found this helpful and came out of watching this video feeling more empowered to do your own makeup. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'm more than happy to answer any questions that you have, so put them in the comments below. Please give this video a like. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a video from me, and I will see you next time.